What's up? Hola mi gente. How are you guys doing? Alright guys, I want to first start off with an apology because I know that I tell you guys I'm going to upload every day. And yesterday was a great day. But like I said on Instagram, we had a little family issue and I needed to, take my time and, forget about the whole recording and actually sit down and speak to my brother. My brother got suspended from school for 2 days and he wasn't even aware of it. So when I got home, I was really upset and I had to deal with that, And so with that being said, today's real talk is raising your sibling. Why I want to talk about that? Because I'm not the only person in the world that is raising a sibling, your friend's child, your neighbor's child, whatever the case may be. I know I'm not the only one. And I have gotten asked many times why did I take in my brother and my sister when mom passed away? Was there any other family due to me having so many kids as it is? Well, to answer that question straightforward, there is no family. My mom was the family. And when my mom passed away, family just didn't matter. In the sense where everyone went their own way and family didn't exist anymore. So family to me is my immediate family. That's home. Sorry, guys. And my brother and my sister, me and my mom, we raised them together because when I first got my sister, I was the only child till I was 10 years old. Then came my sister, then came my brother, when I was 12. So I was already old enough to help my mom out and, help out with the kids. So basically, I was raising them right alongside my mom because we didn't have a father. My mom raised us. She was a single mom and she kept it that way, just so she could focus on the children. So when my mom passed away, there was nobody else. And I personally was not going to leave my brother and sister in Puerto Rico or in the system to get lost and I would never know about them ever again. Of course not, not in a million years. Why? Because I loved them. I loved them like they were my own kids. So it only felt right to bring them. Now, I get a lot of questions about, you always talk about your brother and sister, but we never seen your sister. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm also going to be preserved with a lot of stuff, but when my mom passed away, it must have affected my sister to a point where she didn't know what to do with herself. At that time, she was 15, I believe. Yeah, she was 15 going to 16 years old. And when she got here to New York, she rebelled out. She wanted to do her own thing. She didn't want to follow rules. It was starting to get a little physical, where she wanted to put her hands on me, and I had put my hands on her. And I was not going to do it no more because I was already a high-risk pregnancy during that time. I was going through a lot of things. My mom had just passed away. I was high pregnancy. We got evicted from my mother-in-law's apartment. We had to go into a shelter. We had to do all these things. And I just couldn't deal with it because, as you guys know, I suffer from depression and anxiety. So I was not going to be doing that to myself. So I eventually had to give my sister up into the foster care system, but me still being her guardian, meaning she will be placed in a group home, but any paperwork, any doctors, anything, I would still be involved. But as of this year, she turned 18 years old, so I have no more responsibility over her. She is doing her own thing. Like I said, we have a strained relationship. We are not talking, but I wish her all the best and I love her to death. So anyway, so raising your sibling, guys, I believe that if I didn't have children, it probably would have been so much easier, so much easier. But when you have children, it's actually hard because you're dealing with your kids as they're growing. And as they're growing, you're learning from them, right? So when I got my brother, he was like 14 years old. He was a whole grown teenager. Even though I had helped raise him, I wasn't like his mom, and I didn't have to do all these things. And it was really difficult because my brother got here. He didn't know how to read. He didn't know how to write because he was special needs, because he was ADHD. Now, Puerto Rico, resources for special education sucked so bad. So he didn't know anything when he got here. Mind you, he's very fluent in English. He could speak it, and that was always his primary language. Even while being in Puerto Rico, growing up was always English. He can't speak Spanish. So it was really hard because he was 14 years old and he was going into eighth grade, where he should have been going into, I believe, 9th. And it sucked because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know how to take, I have my son, he was special needs, and I was starting to learn how to deal with a kid with special needs. But to deal with a child that just lost their mom, that is broken, and to try to bandage it up, because you can't fix the freaking hurt of losing a parent. That's never gonna ever go away. But we can try to heal, and there will always be that scar, but at least you're healing, right? How the heck was I supposed to raise him when I was broken? I had lost my best friend. I had lost my mom. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna even do with my own life. Now I had 2 teenagers to look after, besides my 1, 2, 3. I have 4 kids. Yeah, I had 4 kids. And then I had just gained 2 extra kids. And my husband was like, oh my God. Like, he was like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. But I'm your husband, and we're going to get through this together. And we sure did. It's been a journey raising my sibling, my brother. But when everybody said that he would never be able to learn how to read or write because he was already too old to, grasp the language. Like, when they teach kids as they're little, so their heads is sponges, so they grab everything. But once after a certain age, you don't grasp things like you used to. So they kept on telling me, just basically, we'll just keep giving him education until he's 18, and we can't give him an education no more. And when he got into high school, he failed the first year terribly because he didn't know how to read. And then they put him into a program where he would basically go on with classes with no credits. And then at his 12th grade, he would basically pass, and he would get a certificate for completing high school, not a high school diploma. And I didn't know how to feel about that. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to do that to him. He has a chance. I know he could do it. So when school let out that year, I said, you know what, hell with this. I went and I bought a shitload of like workbooks, and I freaking bought me a lot of like flashcards, and I bought myself a binder, and I started doing homeschooling with him during the summer. And eventually I brought in all my kids. And every summer, as you will see in the summer of 2018, I do homeschooling with my kids. Now, I was doing it all day, like a all day thing. But now I'm going to cut them slack. I'm just going to be doing classes with them for about an hour or 2 where I'm not stressing myself out because I have a YouTube channel. But anyway, I had taken that summer and I bust my ass with him. And I sat there, I made him write. I started him off with 3-letter words. Cat, bat, sat, tat. All these little words. And I made him write it over and over and over and over again. Testing him and making him write in like sentences. And even if he was getting them wrong, I kept on doing it and doing it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. That by the time September came around, he could read. The kid could read. He was reading at like a first grade level. But hey, he could freaking read. When he came here, he couldn't even read my son's squeezy hard books, like one of those like hard baby books and stuff. He couldn't do that. So this was a big accomplishment, and I felt so proud of him, and I was proud of myself for, you know, pushing and not letting no one tell me that he couldn't do it. And I just did it. And you know what? He's proud. Right now, he could read. He's still in 9th grade, guys, because he keeps failing. And it has to do with the lack of education he was getting in Puerto Rico. And my mom was not aware that, you know, they weren't teaching him math. They weren't teaching him all these things. So now that he's in 9th grade, he's struggling. So here I go again. I taught him math. I taught him basic algebra. But before I taught him basic algebra, I had to teach him addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. And now he gets the hang of it. He could do algebra perfectly. And basically, as this been a journey, it's also been helpful, because I'm learning how to deal with a teenager. So when my kids get there, I've been there, buddy. You ain't gonna be able to mess with me. So that's, you know, the bright side. Also the bright side of having a teenager, and especially with me having small children, is, you know, he helps me out so much, guys. He really does. Like, when he knows I'm gonna record, he'll go and grab the kids and, you know, play with them and do whatever he wants, like whatever he's gonna do with them. He is a great uncle. He plays with these kids. He watches the kids. If I need to run out and do something, he'll watch them. If I'm running late, he'll sit there and he cooked. I taught him how to cook as well. I taught him how to wash clothes. So basically, I taught him how to carry himself. I just recently taught him how to iron. So all these accomplishments that, you know, he's making is making me so proud. And when I'm becoming proud, I know that my mom is proud. My mom knows that my baby girl's doing it, and you know what? Proud of her. And that also helps my depression, because in the back of my mind, I always wanted to make my mom proud. And I feel like what I'm doing is making her proud. And it's not even for her I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want him to have a chance in life. And I'm getting everything at once. So it's amazing. It's really amazing. Also, raising my brother, we've gotten so much closer, because growing up I used to beat their asses. I didn't have children, and my mom was a softie, so I used to be the disciplinary person. So I used to beat their asses, like literally. You didn't clean that room? You didn't do the dishes? I used to do it. And when I first had my children, like, everything changed, like, wow, drastically. Like, I didn't even know who the hell I was. So now that my brother was a teenager when he came here, we grew, we got a great bond. We could joke around. He's like my best friend. And I hope that I'm his as well. But he always keeps me smiling. And I could be really upset with him. Always keeps me smiling. Hello. He was suspended yesterday. And I had a real sit down with him. And then this morning I woke up and I even completely forgot about the whole suspension. And we was back to talking. And then I caught myself like, oh, I'm mad at you because you got suspended. And he starts laughing. He was like, really? You just took forever to realize that? And then my husband was like, you forget everything. And I'm like laughing because I really do. I have really bad memory. Hence why I have my YouTube schedule. Because comes the day and I don't have it written down, I'm going to be so lost. I won't even know what the heck to record. That's why I like being organized like this. But I love being his guardian. I love being his sister. I love being his friend. Raising him is not hard at all. You know, there's times that you want to beat him up, but I haven't put my hands on him at all since he's come to live with me. I feel like he's too old to be doing all those like hitting things. Like, I shouldn't have to do that with you. And it's just an awesome experience. Even it was because of a messed up tragedy that happened. I had to end up raising him, but it's been overall good, guys. It's been good. And if you are, you know, in the predicament where you're about to raise your sibling or anyone and you're afraid, being afraid is normal. Being afraid of the unknown is normal. Being afraid of not doing things right is normal. So don't ever doubt yourself. Give yourself that chance and, you know, do what you gotta do, because I love what I do. I love being a parent. I love being a sister. I love being a wife. I love being a friend. I love being a YouTuber. You gotta love what you do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So raising my sibling has been hard, has been difficult, has been challenging, but it has been such an amazing lesson, such a learning experience. And I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed to have had that opportunity to finish raising my brother since my mom, you know, couldn't. And I have no doubt in my mind that me and my brother is going to be like this for the rest of our lives. And that's just amazing, guys. So to answer your question, one of the emails, I can't remember who asked, I didn't have family. And even if there was family, they were my responsibility. I cleaned their butts. I bathed them. I fed them growing up. They were my responsibility. And when my mom passed away, that's exactly what it was. They were my responsibility. So I'm not upset about the question, even though it was like kind of personal. But, you know, we're human and we want to be nosy sometimes, and that's okay. And you guys know that I share a lot with you guys. I don't hide anything. Or if there's something asked, I'll tell you, no, that's a personal thing. I'll let you know. But I do talk about things I'm comfortable with. So don't be afraid to ask me anything, because what's the worst that can happen? I'd be like, oh no, that's personal, but it's okay. I'm not offended. I will never be offended. But, you know, sometimes be cautious of what you ask people, because it can be offensive. But I'm the type of person that it could offend me, but I could just smile it away and be like, it's okay. So with that being said, I'm going to end this Jericka Talks. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me and my family with these little talks. And I mean, like, you guys are my little family. So after this video, I'm gonna be doing a story time. I haven't done story time in forever, and I have a juicy story time for you guys. So stay tuned, guys. Bye. Love you.